according to what is told in the historical book entitled Tabari. During the time of the Prophet Muhammad, there was a Jew named Ibni Sebe who was not a Muslim but converted during the time of Umar, or perhaps later. After converting to Islam, he traveled to all parts of the Islamic State, places like Syria, Iraq, Egypt, Medina. In every place he visited, he found friends and assigned them specific duties. He also chose Jews who appeared to be devout Muslims, who prayed and attended mosques, but were secretly against Islam. Whenever he found friends who shared his mindset, he gave them a signal. Together they began their assigned tasks to set a fire of discord. The job initiated by Ibni Sebe was very intriguing. For instance, a Jew from Egypt wrote to his Jew friend in Medina, "There's nothing left in our homeland, Egypt, in the name of Islam. Our governor drinks wine, doesn't pray, doesn't fast, even commits adultery, and engages in all the acts prohibited by Islam. And many Muslims, in fact, also follow the governor's actions." The Jew who wrote this letter from Egypt sent similar letters to Syria, Iraq, Basra, and other places. The Jew in Damascus also sent similar letters throughout the Islamic world. Thus, the same fake news circulated throughout the entire Islamic State. The Jew in Medina read the letter he received after the prayer in the mosque, saying, "What a terrifying thing! Is our caliph asleep?" stirring up the public. The next day, he continued reading letters, claiming they came from Damascus or Basra, and so on. Imagine hearing the same news every day. What would be the result? What would be understood? Eventually, other Muslims started believing these reports. Consequently, each region began to think that only they remained true Muslims and others had turned to disbelief. This was the devilish propaganda led by Ibni Sebe. After a while, Muslims in Medina approached Caliph Osman saying, "Are you asleep? Syria, Egypt, and Iraq have turned to disbelief. What are you doing?" Osman responded, "Let's select a few trusted individuals and send them to these regions. They can report back if these claims are true." Following this, several delegations were chosen and sent to various parts of the Islamic State. After a few months, these delegations returned stating, "All of these claims are baseless. Islamic law is prevalent everywhere, and the governors are devout Muslims. There's only one, the governor of Egypt." Among the delegation who reported back from Egypt was the famous companion Abu Huraira. He told, "Islam is widespread and practiced everywhere. The governors are good. However, I have heard that the governor of Egypt is not doing well." During this time, Ibni Sebe was in Egypt. After consulting with other Muslims, Osman appointed the son of Abu Bakr as the governor of Egypt and gave him the letter of his appointment. On his way to Egypt, the son of Abu Bakr encountered someone traveling swiftly in the same direction. He stopped this person and asked who he was and where he was going. The traveler replied, "Osman instructed me to go to Egypt and deliver this letter to the governor, informing him of the new governor appointment to his state, and to relinquish his position. Also, he specifically ordered me to arrive before you." Upon hearing this, the son of Abu Bakr asked for the letter to read. When he opened the letter, he was shocked by a sentence that began with, "regarding your position," followed by an ambiguous phrase that could be interpreted as either "accept him" or "kill him," since the punctuation was lacking in the wording. Meanwhile, just to inform, the one who conveyed this historical fact was the famous historian Suyuti, who specialized in Egyptian history. To continue, the appointed governor by Osman, who was the son of Abu Bakr, unfortunately interpreted the ambiguous phrase as "kill him." Furiously, he returned to Medina, directly went to the mosque and addressed the Muslims. "Do you know what Caliph did? He appointed me as the governor of Egypt, but secretly ordered my assassination." Upon hearing this, the Muslims demanded Osman for a clarification. Osman responded, "Wallahi, I didn't write any such piece. I didn't even know of its existence." Suyuti notes that he personally believes the letter was written by the agents of Ibni Sebe. They deliberately got in touch with the son of Abu Bakr so that he would ask who they were and request the letter from them. Actually, this isn't a typical behavior expected from a Muslim, but if done by a Jewish agent, it would make sense as they are explicitly against Islam.
Even if the caliph had actually given the letter, he would not have shown it to Abu Bakr's son and would have taken all necessary precautions.
Some Muslims believed Osman's oath while others were skeptical, suspecting that he wanted to assassinate the son of Abu Bakr. Especially, the agents of Ibni Sebe in Medina spread rumors which followed as the caliph would attempt such a thing, and he was lying about the situation that it's not related to him. Furthermore, Ibni Sebe, who was in Egypt, agitated the Muslims by saying, "The caliph has appointed a governor for us and then ordered his assassination. As seen, he is not a worthy caliph. He is a disbeliever. We must kill him." With these provocative words, he incited a rebellion, forming an army to march from Egypt towards Medina. Indeed, the majority of the army commanded by Ibni Sebe were Jews. The Egyptian army came to Medina and besieged the house of Caliph Osman. The son of Abu Bakr was incited, and it was told to him, "The caliph really wanted to kill you," and thus he was deceived at the end. The son of Abu Bakr, along with the rebels, went to Osman's house. Since the doors were locked, they had to climb up to the roof with ladders and enter the caliph's house from the roof. The son of Abu Bakr grabbed Osman's beard. Osman told him, "If your father, Abu Bakr, were alive and saw you at this very moment, what would his thoughts be?" Upon hearing this, the son of Abu Bakr began to tremble with remorse and left the compound without doing anything further. However, the Jews who entered with him took matters into their own hands and killed the Caliph Osman bin Affan. Our sources indicate that Osman was fasting and reciting the Quran at the moment. And the sources mention that the person who killed Osman also kicked the blessed Quran. No Muslim would ever commit such an unacceptable irreverence. The perpetrator must have been a non-Muslim. Out of fear, these individuals pledged adherence to Ali and forced others to do the same. With the Islamic army in Medina having gone to Mecca for Hajj, the responsibility of protecting Ali fell upon this Jewish army from Egypt. They did not allow for retribution, meaning they did not want the murderer of Osman to be captured and killed. They spread a lot of discord. They wrote numerous groundless letters to set the Muslim community against each other. Starting from the assassination of the Caliph Osman, it was Ibni Sebe who sowed the seeds of Shia ideology. They began to regard Ali as a supreme being, excessively reverencing him and spitting the lie that the other companions had expropriated his rights. Thus, the emergence of Shia began and continues in various sects to this day.